about these hoes, they too thirsty. That ain't never me. In the friend zone, nigga, that's where the suckers be. I'm in the end zone. Ain't no running back, baby, when the blitz on. Yeah, I told her get with it. If you ain't tryna let me do it, let the homie hit it. Before I get it, don't be running around and accidentally get popped with him. Let me stop though.
Yeah, welcome, y'all.
These bullets touch your soul. Killers in the field.
Just a little bit of music.
Turn your ass to a sushi roll. California lifestyle, that's how the shit go.
Yeah, we got some stuff to talk about.
I done had enough. Niggas loving on these bitches, I don't never cut.
Well, welcome, my people. Welcome, family. I appreciate y'all showing up. So we got a lot to talk about. First off, I want to plug this cologne. LYM. Okay, see it because I got the screening in the back. But he's gonna post in the chat where you can get it from. It smells really good. I got some, and it smells good. You get 3 bottles of different type. I think Sexy, Fresh, and the LYM bottle. But check it out. He's gonna post in the chat where you can get it from. And we definitely need to support these young brothers who are out here trying to get it. All right. That's LYM. Check it out. But let's get into it. And my question is, the stuff that's going over in Niger, or Niger, like, do you think the African nations for once are going to actually stick together and back each other up and get France out of their country? And the reason I'm asking that is because just listening to how France have just completely taken advantage of all the countries in Africa. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame that these countries, with all of this wealth built into the ground that the creators gave them, they're allowing it to be taken away for nothing. Why they can't even feed their people. And I didn't view this as a coup. Number one, why would they have an Arab president over their country? I don't understand that. So tell me what you think. Will they stick together for once and use the resources in Africa to make those continents as rich as they should be, with the gold mines, diamond mines, with everything that's there? Will they do the right thing, or will they sell out the leaders? It seems like the young people are fighting against the old leaders who have sold them out for years and kept them in poverty. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. So will they stick together, or will they sell each other out? Nigeria's president and some of the other heads of state in some of the other countries in Africa are talking about using military to go into these other countries like Mali, which is where our ancestors came from, Mali. That's why I have such a great interest in it. The little families. Our ancestors come from Mali, and they're standing up against these evil countries that have been taking advantage of them. There's certain things you can't even say on here. I'm finding that out. Taking advantage of them for decades. They don't have lights. Half of them don't have electricity. But European countries are taking their minerals and creating electricity for themselves, and have been for decades. I think it's just time for all Blacks to stand against nonsense. I believe that. So, moving on. That's questions that I had. Moving on. For some of you Black folks, stop letting these other people put hands on your children and hands on your wives without repercussions. You got to cut that shit out. I think this religious view of turn the other cheek has just, let's call it what it is, basically fucked everybody up. So you allow them to mishandle your daughter, son, kill your son, mishandle your daughter, mishandle your wife, and you stand back and let it happen. All people at this point need to come together. When things like this go on, the community needs to fight back. I'm not talking about videotape it and all of that. They need to literally fight back. You can't deal with people that you've been dealing with for decades, and all they understand is violence. That doesn't make sense to me. How could you allow your son to be killed and then get in front of the news cameras and go, "Thank you, Jesus"? That doesn't make sense to me. I think religious beliefs have completely screwed Black people up in all areas. And that's all religions. We're spiritual people. That's a fact. But somewhere there has to be a line that's completely drawn that says, no, I'm not going to tolerate this. This is not going to happen. But yet they'll point the guns on each other and will kill without any type of remorse. That doesn't make sense to me. This has to stop. Well, what's going to happen to the grandchildren that's coming up? We're supposed to teach them the exact same thing. That Santa Claus brings you your gifts. That Jesus is going to fix it. That Allah is going to send a spaceship out the sky to save his people. And it's just a repeating cycle. Over and over and over again. Then the next generation goes through the same things because we didn't fix it. We wasn't willing to go to war about it because we constantly relying on somebody else to fix our problems. That has never fix any of our problems. Never. But we're still saying the same thing. And we're repeating the same cycle over and over again. And we want to be respected as a group of people. Would you respect a group of people that repeated the same cycle over and over again? And you kept winning off of their decision making? Would you be willing to look at them as equals or intelligent? No, you would not. It's an agenda. You go into the Black communities, and everybody knows this. If you're in Chicago, there's a church. There's churches on 5, 6 churches on one block. Pretty much in all the low-end communities. That's a fact. When you get to the middle-class communities, they might have one church or 2 churches in that whole community. But the lower number you get in Chicago, there's churches everywhere. It's churches everywhere. So it has to stop sooner or later. We have to figure this out. Economically, Dr. Claude Anderson, he taught us what's real and what's not real and what we have to do. We still won't do it. We still put each other down as a people. You see it all over the internet. All over the internet. We're so quick to jump on the bandwagon with the enemy to destroy another brother. That's basically just voicing his opinion. Jay-Z, a successful Black man. Well, who's beating up on Jay-Z on the internet? Black people. That's who's doing it. Just go down the whole list. We have no loyalty whatsoever to each other. And that's why I'm talking about the code. We have to get back on code. We don't need to discuss our personal business with the world. They're on here talking about their personal relationships. And then you get mad when people respond to it in a negative way. I hear brothers say, and I don't put these brothers down, I hear brothers say that it's the Black men's fault, that the behavior of Black women or of some of the Black women and the way they dress and carry themselves, it's our fault. Well, I got some brothers coming on the show in a week or two, and we're going to discuss that. Because I feel like this: when do individuals take responsibility for their own actions? Like, nobody makes you dress that way and go out in the public. Like, that's your personal decision. So you and your friends dress up like 304s, go out, and then get negative attention in some kind of way. That's our fault. It's not our fault. But was it an agenda against us? Absolutely, to break up the family. Because this is what we don't understand. I hear brothers say, well, the Black woman is God. No, she isn't. No, she is not. In our culture, Black women and Black men were both powerful together. Father Earth, Mother Sky. Through our whole culture, it's always been both male and female. That was removed from westernized culture. Our energies have always created God. The masculine and the feminine energy together created the power of balance, God. We've been bullshitted to think that this masculine image that we've been taught to worship is God. We've been bullshitted. Our ancient and ancestors put it on the walls. They were together. That's what made God. That's what made them powerful. They were together. So now it's been an agenda to separate that family. It was an agenda to get that father out that house during that Section 8. Not only out the house, but out the state. It's been an agenda against us all along. And now the black man and the black woman are at war with each other. You have black women with the weaves and everything, talking about they don't need a man and all that. That's not your, listen, that's white people stuff. That's not our stuff. That's not our stuff. Black men never kept his woman down. They worked together to build a family. Black women were a minority just like black men were. White women considered themselves a minority. So they started screaming minority and got all the benefits that were supposed to go to black people, but it went to white women. That's the fact. Look it up. We have to wake up. We have to wake up. So everything that we were supposed to receive, the 40 acres and a mule, we never got it. Reparations was given to white farmers for losing slaves because slaves were supposed to be free. So they reimbursed them the money of the slaves leaving. This all comes from you not knowing who you are. That's why relationships are unstable. You don't know who you are. You don't know where you come from. You don't know what tribe you come from. You don't even know, and we don't know what our own traditions were. Our values. We don't know. We were taught westernized values and traditions. And you see how that's turning out. You see how that's turning out. It's not turning out in any way good for us. Period. And it never had. And it never will until we fight back. That's just a fact. There's a lot of the slave master mentality going on right in front of our eyes, and we don't even see it, or we want to ignore it. That's the bottom line. The NFL, The head coaches are mostly Caucasian males. The assistant coaches and the line coaches and positioning coaches are brothers. But the face of it is Caucasian males. That's a fact. The NBA, a couple years ago, brothers who have won championships couldn't get a job, ended up being assistant coaches behind white coaches who had never won a championship. That's that slave master mentality. What are they saying? We can control them. We can control them, but we have to be the leaders. And so they make themselves the leaders. We have to wake up and understand we need to get our own stuff. We need to get our own stuff. We have to stay and get back on code. We have to fight together when stuff jumps off. But again, I think religion has taught brothers to turn the other cheek, forgive, have faith that it's going to get better, and keep your mouth shut. So we go along to get along. The Montgomery incident. All they did was the right thing. That's all they did. You jumped on one of the brothers, and we took care of business. That's it. How can we rely on a power that is already stacked against us purposely? You can't go to court and get a fair shake because somebody could do the same crime you did and they're going to give you way more time. That's a fact. Back then, our lives wasn't valuable, and they're not valuable today. We have to make our lives valuable. That's the bottom line. That's something we have to do. But we're still waiting on these deities to show up on our behalf. And they have never shown up. We have fought for everything that we've gotten. And what we didn't fight for, we didn't get. That's the bottom line. Everybody else is reaping the benefits of our labor and hard work. That's just a fact. Somewhere we have to wake up and understand this is on us. This is absolutely on us. And we keep staying divided all the time. Not getting the proper understanding, not understanding who we are, not understanding how energy works. So we out of balance. And as long as we out of balance, the energy is not going to work for us. That's just the truth. The energy is not going to work for us. Our balance is actually connected to our women, our queens. Their balance is connected to us. That's why they keep trying to keep us apart. That's why they're trying to keep us apart, because they know together they're gods. So you have a scripture said, well, let us make God in our own image. They took all this stuff out of Kemetic walls. And but who is us? Everything is connected to male, female. We understood this. Our ancient ancestors understood this. There's no God that just created everything. If he made us in his image, then it was God and goddess that created. We keep saying Mother Earth. No, it's Father Earth, Mother Sky. The rain and everything comes from the sky to nourish the earth. We have to learn, people. We got to get better. We have to learn. We had no deities that was singular as a male without a female. Now, some of these other people don't really like they females. They've always pushed them down. But that's their business. That's not our business. Our business is to lift each other up and start loving ourselves as a people. You know what I'm saying? So then we go to the images that are being put in front of our young people. The imaging. We always want what they have. We don't need what they have. Wanting what they have keeps us broke. Let's just call it for what it is. It keeps us broke. If the creators wanted you to have straight hair, they would have gave it to you. Obviously, they wanted you to have the type of hair that you were born with for a reason. They call it the curls to the world, the antennas to the sun. So we are confused. But on King's Honesty, we're going to get you straight. We get your head on straight. We got on the 31st, I think we got Dr. Kaba coming in, a master teacher. Next week, I think we got AP Bailey coming in. So we got some hitters coming in. We're trying to get you right, get you understanding. It's time for us to get this corrected. It's time to get it corrected. Africa's trying to get it corrected. We in America, we have to get this corrected. We have to understand that pleading, begging, rioting, and tearing up our own stuff is not going to correct this situation. It's not going to correct this situation. It took 500 years to get us here. And we still haven't given up their deities. We still holding on to them for dear life. We're willing to fight for them, die for it. Why? They haven't done anything for us. They have this trafficking crap going on, getting black kids and think to get their organs. Listen, let's keep it 100. It hasn't done anything for us but take money from each other. That's what it's done. And we have to wake up for the next generations to function properly. You understand what I'm saying? So let's just keep that in mind. And I'm not gonna be on here, too long. I want to get my message out there and let everybody know this is where we stand. United, together. And I'm not giving a pass for the sisters who are out here being ratchet. I'm not giving a pass for the brothers who are out here killing each other. There's no passes for that. That's the bottom line. If you're a single mother, you have to get your son around some males who could teach them how to be young men. They can't be in the house watching you emotionally act out because you're teaching them how to act. So when they get in the streets, they act out and they kill each other. Just things we have to talk about. We have to get on the same page, people. We have to get on the code that we're supposed to be on. Again, I want to thank everybody who was checking me out. I didn't know, we picked up that many views after we posted it. But it's good that people are listening. I appreciate that. So I'm gonna leave you with a little bit different something today. This is Shorty Mac's brother. And I'm gonna leave this song with him, LYM. Check it out. I'm gonna have these young brothers come on, and so we can talk to them. We're not gonna just talk about just issues. We're gonna talk about issues that are in our community that deals with everything, sports, music, everything. And if we're not careful, I don't like this Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. To be honest with you, I don't like that. You see, it's like they're endorsing or celebrating and saying, hey, you created this music and we accept it. And so we're going to put it in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Fuck the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We don't need to be in there. That's their stuff. Let them have it. That's just the truth. So next they'll be stealing everything, saying rock and roll created this, rock and roll created it, because that's what they do. They steal every goddamn thing, and you know it. You see what I'm saying? We have to protect our own culture. Everybody is saying, well, no, we shouldn't, you know what I mean? But what we supposed to do? Protect your culture. Call it out. Call bullshit out. How hard is that? If they crazy enough to put it online, then we crazy enough to go at them and tell them it's bullshit. It's just that simple. But listen, I love you, fam. We're going to come in every Thursday. We're going to get bigger and bigger. We're going to tell the truth. We ain't going to lie. You know what I mean? We're going to give our opinion on the way things should go and the way things should be. You know what I mean? That brother, Brother Ball, who had his 3 sons, created his own gym shoe line that was growing, and they sabotaged it. Bottom line, they don't want us to have nothing. And this is why I'm saying We have to stick together. A lot of brothers came after that brother because he was trying to do something different away from the norm by creating his own shoes as a black company. You had other brothers that came after that brother. The Big Baller brand. I still love the name. I love the gear. But you had other brothers that attacked him. I don't get it. But we're going to figure it out. And the ones who use this type of cooning behavior, we're going to come after them. It's just that simple. You know what I mean? And love to the little family. You know, I love my family, the littles. We be getting it in. But check it out. Peace, y'all. Peace. It's the same brother that makes the music, that did the cologne. Check it out.
Anything you ask me, I won't let pass me. I wanna rub you down and beat it. Treat you like I need it. Take you out any season. Mink cold when it's freezing. Girl, you don't have to worry. Cause I'm gonna lift you up when you hurt it. Yeah, I'm gonna sex you down, don't be nervous. Examine your body while you work it. I'll give you more, 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 more. Lift your spirits up, I'll give you more. Sex your body down until you soar. All I wanna hear you screaming more. I'll give you more, more, more.
Cheers.